I just love this fun craft trend where it looks like the canvas has busted open to reveal the design underneath. But I wanted to figure out an easier, safer way to try it out. Did my idea work? I'm going to show you in this video. Hello everyone, JenniferMaker here. It's a beautiful day to create a busted canvas. Now, most busted canvas projects start with a stretched canvas that you decorate and cut open, but that can get messy. So, what if we use different supplies to create the same fun, dimensional result and have a cutting machine do most of the hard work for us? You can do this, and my supplies are linked below and over at JenniferMaker.com/653, so you can see exactly what I'm using for this project. You'll also find a written tutorial there, as well as my design files for this. Now, my version starts with a simple wooden tray, which we're going to turn into a frame. You can glue any image you like inside, but I'll show you how to print my pretty winter scenes on photo paper for practice. Then you'll need 2 pieces of pretty cardstock or scrapbook paper to make the cover that we're going to bust out. I used 2 patterns to add contrast and spray adhesive to keep them together. We'll cut the opening with a cutting machine, but you can also use my printable PDFs to trace and cut them by hand. And finally, I'll show you my favorite way to finish off the project so it looks like a torn open present. Isn't this fun? And for an extra special touch, you can add a bow and a gift tag. Stay tuned to learn where you can get my bow and gift tag tutorial. Now let me show you where to get my free files, and then we'll cut and assemble a busted canvas the easy way. Step 1. Get my busted canvas designs. First, download the canvas designs at JenniferMaker.com/653. You can either download right from that link by saving the project, or download from my entire free design collection. To find it, look for Libraries in the red bar at the top, and then click either Get a Password if you don't yet have one, or click Enter the library. Search the page for design number 653 and click the link to download the designs. And if you're not sure how to do any of this, go to JenniferMaker.com/SVGS to learn how to download and unzip files. In the SVG folder, you'll find 3 files with shapes and lines your image can appear to bust through. There's also a DXF folder with cut files and a PDF folder with versions that you can print and cut by hand. And the PNG folder has several cute animal images that I made using an AI art generator and image editing software. You can use these in your canvas or your own images. If you want to learn more about my process for creating art like this, check out my AI art playbook over at JenniferMaker.com/AI art playbook. Step 2. Prepare your materials. Now, before we make anything, we need to get our dimensions correct. So measure the frame's height and width. That's how big our busting paper will be. Mine is 10 inches square. Then measure the inner flat surface to see how large your print should be. Mine is 8.6 inches square. I found that double-sided paper works best for this busted canvas look, but my scrapbook paper was the same on both sides. So I worked in a well-ventilated area and used some adhesive spray. Always read and follow the directions and safety precautions on your product because there are a lot of different kinds. Make sure your papers are oriented the same way. Once the pieces are aligned back to back, use a brayer to really secure them together. Let them dry so the papers will cut well without shifting. Step 3. Prepare and cut your busted canvas design. Let me show you how to do this using the Cricut Design Space software and my Cricut cutting machine. Here is how the Star Lines SVG looks on my canvas, but you can use the other options too. To make the outer shape, click the Shapes icon and click the free square. With the lock icon closed, resize the square to match the frame's full measurement. Mine is 10 inches by 10 inches square. Click the color box near the operation menu to make the box white, then drag the square below the busted shape in the Layers panel. Select both layers, then click Align and choose Center so the cut lines are in the middle. The designs fit the frame in my shopping list, but I suggest you leave a 1-inch margin at the sides if you're using a different size. With both still selected, click Attach so they'll go on the same layer. Your project is now ready to cut. Make sure the correct machine is selected in the top right, and then click Make. On the Prepare screen, make sure the correct material size is selected for your mat. Then click Continue. On the Make screen, I used heavy cardstock setting with more pressure for my layered scrapbook paper with great results. Place your layered paper on a green standard grip machine mat with the outer design up and oriented correctly. And use a brayer again so the paper is fully adhered for the smoothest cuts. Check that your premium fine point blade is clean and in the clamp, and then press the flashing load button to load your prepared mat into your Cricut. Then press the flash and go button to begin cutting. When it's finished cutting, don't unload the mat right away. Instead, gently lift a corner to make sure the material is cut all the way through. If not, press the go button again to make the same cuts in the same spots. When the cuts are complete, unload the mat, flip the mat over onto your work surface, and roll it back to release the material. And if you have any issues with your cuts, check out my tips over at JenniferMaker.com/cleanaircuts. Step 4. Print your hidden image. You can hide an image that you already have in the frame or print one out. I like to use Google Docs to print from my computer because it's free and easy to use. Log in or create a free account using my link over at JenniferMaker.com/Google Docs. Then open Google Docs in your computer's internet browser. The mobile app doesn't have quite as much control, so I prefer using my computer. If you don't have a new document open, click Blank Document at the top left to start. Now Google Docs automatically saves your work, so click the area that says Untitled Document at the top and type a name for your project. A few changes will make this canvas easier to use, so click the File menu and select Page Setup. My images are pretty much square, so I'll keep the portrait orientation. We might need a lot of the printed page, so change the margins to 0 so the ink can nearly cover the whole sheet. And make sure your paper size matches your supplies. I'm using 8.5 by 11 inch or letter size photo paper, so the image looks bright and stands out from the papers. Click OK to apply the settings. Now we need something to print. So go to the Insert menu, select Image, and pick Upload from Computer. Select the hidden image you want to use from your computer. If you want to use one of my images, the folder is probably in your Downloads folder. I'm going to use the cute snowman. Click Open to add the image to your canvas, and don't worry if it's not the right size. To make the image match your frame, click Image Options at the top of the canvas. Then select Size and Rotation, which is at the side of my screen. Keep the Lock Aspect Ratio box checked to maintain the design's proportions, and change the height field to the frame's inner measurement you recorded. I'll make my height 8.6 inches, and that automatically changes the width to about 8 inches. Perfect, because that will fit on the paper and in the frame. This will be easier to cut with one more adjustment, so click the image and select the Wrap Text icon from the menu that appears below it. This lets you move the design anywhere on the page, so drag the image to the center. Nothing will get cut off at the edges. And the image is ready, so go to the File menu and choose Print. Select your color printer under Destination and click the arrow beside More Settings to select Print Using System dialog for more control. Now your print menu may look different than mine. Just make sure the correct printer is selected and pick the highest quality photo paper setting. You can use matte, which is what I'm using, or glossy, but pick the matching setting so the ink settles correctly on your paper. Load your photo paper correctly into your printer following the package's instructions so it appears on the correct surface. Then click Print. Let the print dry before handling it because the ink can take a bit to settle on the photo paper. It can also scratch, so be gentle. Use a paper trimmer or scissors to cut along the design's edges and it's ready to go. Just be careful and watch your fingers. Step 5. Assemble your busted canvas. Place your frame face up and use a lint roller sheet to remove any debris from the surface. Any dust can keep your glue from sticking properly. Add thin lines and dots of craft glue to the back edges and corners of the hidden image. The glue may make the photo paper ripple a little, so keep it away from the middle. That way, the subject will be smooth and the rest will be hidden by the front layer. Center the image face up inside the frame and gently press it in place without scratching the ink. To add the busted panel, run craft glue along the frame's 4 sides just on the front. Hold the layered paper with the pretty side up and the cut lines oriented how you want them. Then align the edges on the frame and press over the glue. Don't press in the middle or the paper might get damaged. Then let it dry for a few minutes. The canvas can lean on a shelf, but if you want it to hang, now is a good time to add the hardware. Make sure your image is right side up, then follow the directions from your favorite hanging supplies like 3M command strips or a sawtooth hanger before continuing. Keep the hangers positioned in mind while you finish up. Our cuts aren't going to bust out on their own, so pick a wedge to start. Gently lift it while supporting the paper near the cuts to avoid tearing. Roll the wedge's tip away from the center around your fingers toward the thicker section, but stop before the cuts end. Hold the curl for about 30 seconds to help it hold the shape. Then carefully release it to unfurl it a little. That really looks popped open, I think. Lift and curl the rest of the wedges the same way to slowly reveal the hidden image. If you use one of the busted files, roll the cuts toward the outer edge the same way. Measure and cut a piece of ribbon long enough to go around the frame's exterior with an inch or so of overlap. My 10-inch frame took about 41 inches of ribbon. Use your craft glue to stick one end of the ribbon to a bottom corner of the frame so the ribbon hides the wood, and hold it to set so this end is really secure. Then work one side at a time to glue and wrap the ribbon taut around the rest of the frame. Just make sure it stays straight. Then secure the other end to the same corner and trim the excess. My glue didn't hold the ribbon to itself, but it worked well on the wood. Step 6. Show it off. Your busted canvas is complete and ready for gifting or display. Step 7. Customize it. Do you love the busted canvas idea but want to add a little more detail? I can show you how to make a cute curly bow and gift tag through a special program called Advance with JenniferMaker over at JenniferMaker.com/advance. The Advance program helps to advance your crafting skills by teaching you how to make these popular designs unique and special through tutorials and templates, as well as give you advanced access to my vast library of designs, projects, and resources. Now, I may or may not be accepting new members into the Advanced program at the time you see this, but if you're interested, go to JenniferMaker.com/advance to learn more and see how it all works. And our busted canvas is complete. So, do you think using a tray, some paper, and a cutting machine made the same fun look as the other approaches to this? I think so, but I want to know what you think. Let me know in the comments. Adding the bow and gift tag really makes it look like a torn open present, I think. Remember, those designs and so much more are available in my Advanced program. So, are you excited to try Cricut crafting with me, but don't have a Cricut machine? I get it, and I got you. I do a regular giveaway over on my blog at JenniferMaker.com/Cricut giveaway. Get all the details and enter for your chance to win. Or do you want to connect with more crafty friends? Join our supportive, fun community in the Cricut Crafters group at JenniferMaker.com/Cricut Crafters. And when you make your own busted canvas, I want to see it. Come show us your hard work. I can't wait to see what you create. And that's it for today. Until next time, this is Jennifer Maker reminding you to craft a life you love.